आज हम स्टार्ट करेंगे ह्यूमन हेल्थ एंड सैनिटेशन का पार्ट 4। ठीक है, चलिए तो देखते हैं पार्ट 4 का सारे क्वेश्चन। ठीक है, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट अबाउट सॉइल पॉल्यूशन इज इनकरेक्ट। ठीक है, तो कौन सा करेक्ट है? तो ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट है, द एरिया ट्रीटमेंट मेथड टू प्रिवेंट सॉइल कोरोजन इन्वॉल्व ट्रीटिंग द नेचुरल वाटर कोर्स। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। इन वाटर सेटिंग डैश पॉल्यूशन इज वेरी टॉक्सिक इन एक्वेटिक लाइफ, inhibiting their growth, affecting their reproduction, or even causing death, which is a chemical water. Uh, Fluctuating noise level from the various source at a place where a period of time can be represented by constant value over the entire time period by a value of sound known as, which is known as equivalent noise level. ठीक है, which of the following range of noise intensity cause permanent eardrum, which is 180 decimal. ठीक है, one sound is defined as the sound whose loudness is equal to which is 14 phone. The maximum permissible noise level to which a man working in a chemical plant can be exposed for 8 hours per day is about dash decimal, which is a 90 decimal. According to Indian standard, is the measurement of noise emitted by moving vehicle carried out, which is a IS 3028 1998. In a particular city, it was observed that noise level represented by equivalent sound pressure over 10 years period were reported 92 decibel. What does A refer to? Which is a type of weighting used in measurement. While raising a barrier wall between noise source and noise receiving end to reduce noise level at the receiving end, the noise reduction in the decimal which depends on the height of barrier wall. What does the noise level L90 represent in measuring traffic noise, which is a background noise level? Um, Next question is exam point of important points. The current national eminent air quality standards in India are notified on dash by the Central Pollution Control Board on 18 November 1994. The rate of doing work by controlling sound in the direction of the propagation of the wave is called power of sound. Dash is the silent killer because it is colorless, odorless, tasteless, and non-irritating carbon monoxide. As per National Air Quality Standard, 24-hour mean concentration of PM10 in ambient air in industrial, residential, rural, other areas should not exceed 100 microgram per meter cube. As per CPCB, effluent discharge standard for lead into public sewers should not exceed 1 milligram per liter. Due to result of acute or chronic noise exposure resulting in the sensation of sound, example ring, hissing, or ringing, in the absence of external sound is known as, which is a tinnitus. How much the noise level of zones of concentrated average noise source as per IS 4594 1968 based on noise point of view, which is 70 to 80 decibel. Dash is the sound power average over the time per unit area normal to the direction of propagation of sound wave, which is a sound intensity. Uh, what type of noise can be adopted by providing lining on wall and ceiling with sound absorbing material, which is a reflection noise? World Health Organization recommends maintaining environmental noise below dash over 24 hours to prevent noise induced hear loss, which is 70 decibel. In the context of noise population, what is the correct relation between sound pressure, total atmospheric pressure, and barometric pressure, which is the sound pressure equal to total atmospheric pressure minus barometric pressure? As per IS 13311 Part 1, the natural frequency of transducer for path length of more than 1500 mm is which is greater than or equal to 20 kilohertz. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Which is the sound presence of fatness? Fastest sound that can be heard by the normal healthy individual is about 10 micropascal. Level L is equal to log base 10 Q upon Q naught. Well, Identity of sound I, where d is distance from the source, which is I equal to power upon 4 pi d square. The World Health Organization WHO defines noise level dash decimal as noise pollution is 65. Sound level due to noise pollution is not measured in terms of which is meter per second. Which type of pollution are primarily responsible for causing headache and high blood pressure problem, which is noise pollution, due to which pollution hearing become impaired in living being, which is noise pollution. Based on the classification of source of noise, the operation of radio, television, record player, etc. with high volume comes under which is a domestic noise. Identify the one which is not characteristic of the sound level of that cannot be quantified, which is the loudness. Select the noise induced disease from the following, which is the high blood pressure. With reference to noise characterization, if the given frequency 22 Hz, the octave band is from which is 22 to 44 Hz. Noise pollution regulation and control rules are established in India in the year 2000. How can we reduce the noise in industry by using rigid scaled enclosure? Which of the following is not a method of noise abatement and control, which is a hazard planning of cities? Which of the following is not an impact of noise pollution, which is low visibility? What is the maximum sound which can be tolerated by our human ear, which is a 120 decimal? According to IS 4954 1868, the acceptable outdoor noise level in urban residential area is, which is I think C, which is the correct is 35 to 45 decibel. Okay, next question. What is the acceptable outdoor noise level for the industrial area as per IS 4950 1968, which is 50 to 60 decibel? Acceptable noise level in residential building and restaurant, which is 45 to 55 decibel. With safety equipment decrease the risk of hearing damage from excessive noise, which is a ear muff. Noise become harmful when it exceeds 75 decimal and is painful above 120 decibel. The maximum sound level beyond which it is certainly regarded as a pollutant is, which is 80 decibel. A noise can fully characterized by breaking it down into frequency component are called, which is a spectra. The sound pressure is measured in which is in Newton per meter square. Which of the following is not a source of noise pollution? Correct answer is the A, soft music. As per the Environmental Protection Act 1968, what is the permit noise limit for silent zone during daytime and nighttime, which is a 50 to 40 respectively? As per the Noise Pollution Rule 2000, the permissible limit of noise during night time for residential areas given by 45. As per Noise Pollution Regulation and Control Rule 2000 of India, the day and time noise limit for residential zone expressed in decibel liquid is, which is 55. Health, health education. Epidemiological, which is the agent host environment. Territorial level prevention, which is the rehabilitation. Sickness, which is the state and social dysfunction. Natural history of disease, course of disease process without intervention, hence is correct. HPA stand for, which is a Health Protection Agency. Assertion India is the late expanding phase of demographic cycle region, birth rate of India declining rapidly. Hence, option both statement is correct, but R is not correct explanation of assertion. Assertion and reasoning. Assertion India is currently having a demographic dividend region. Late extending stage will have a higher number of economically productive population and depending ratio start declining. Hence, both statement is correct and reason is correct explanation of assertion. Steps of demographic cycle: low stationary, late expanding, early expanding, high stationary, declining. Hence, uh, first is high stationary and then early expanding, then late expanding and then declining and then low stationary. Hence, C is correct. Social pathology, which is the study of social problem which cause disease in population. odds ratio is derived from, which is a case control study. As the following: social medicine, disease of prevention, health transformation, and study of man as social being. Okay. Next, um, community development program bring about a social and economic change in village through villager effort. WINSO CEA, which is the science and art of preventive disease, prolonging life and promoting health and efficiency through organized community effort. Health by WHO, a state of complete physical, mental, and social being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. Hence, option A is correct. Next question देखते हैं. Primordial prevention is, which is the prevention of emergence of development of risk factor. Statement 1: infant mortality is the most sensitive and reliable indicator of health status of the country or geographical area. Statement 2: infant mortality rate is used for access of PQLI and STI. Hence, statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Human Development Index (SDI) include the following: life expectancy at birth, adult literacy rate, real gross domestic product, infant mortality rate (IMR), maternal mortality rate. Hence, option 1 to 3 is correct. Assertion: neonatal screening is primarily a secondary level of prevention. Least common neonatal disorder to be screened in neonatal hypothyroidism. ठीक है. Hence, assertion is true, but reason is false. Assertion: increased institutional delivery lead to decreased material mortality. JYS lead to increased institutional deliveries. Hence, both statement true, but R is not correct explanation of A. Next question देखते हैं. Mode of intervention: rehabilitation, disability limitation, specific protection, health promotion, early diagnosis and treatment. Hence, firstly is health promotion, then specific protection, and then early diagnosis treatment, and then after that disability limitation, and then after rehabilitation. Hence, option is correct. Culture is defined as a discipline that deals with the study of human society, learned behavior which has been socially acquired, transfer of values and custom from one group to another. Culture is a way of life that takes very long to develop. Even countries, scientific study of organization and behavior of group of human beings. Hence, second and fourth is correct. Learned behavior which can be socially acquired, and then after culture is way of life that takes very long to develop. Even countries. In an outbreak of cholera in village 2000 population, 20 cases have occurred and 5 have died. Case fatality rate is, which is 25%. All of the following biological risk factors are altered family health expect air pollution. The first intervention of prevention of infection is, which is a washing hand. HVDCP stand for, which is stand for National Vector Borne Disease Control Program. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. RDA stand for, which correct option is the recommended dietary allowance. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. DASS dash stand for dietary approach to stop hypertension. The most heat cooking method where the food is cooked at temperature 80 to 85 degrees Celsius below boiling point is, which is a poaching. The first generation GM foods crops are referred as, which is a input characteristic. EESIS stand for, which is stand for Environmental and Food Safety Inspection Service. Prevention of Food Adulteration Act come into the force on, which is 1954. The following vitamins are being supplied to school children in National Nutrients Program, which is a vitamin A supplement. Which of the following has been recommended for prevention of NCDs? 150 minutes of moderate to high intensity exercise per week to keep BMI less than 22.9 kg. Shifting to e-cigarettes from the tobacco-based cigarette. More than 20 grams per day. Dietary fiber consumption. Vegetarian diet. Hence, A, B, and D is correct. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स देखते हैं। सैनिटेशन सर्विसेज अर्बन एरिया प्रोवाइडेड बाय म्युनिसिपल बॉडी, सैनिटेशन सर्विस इन रूरल एरिया प्रोवाइडेड बाय ग्राम पंचायत, सेंट्रल रूरल सैनिटेशन प्रोग्राम इन 1986, टोटल सैनिटेशन कैंपेन TSC in 1999, निर्मल भारत अभियान इन 2012, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन 2 अक्टूबर 2014, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन एम ओपन डिफिशिएशन फ्री इंडिया बाय 2 अक्टूबर 2019, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन स्लोगन एक कदम स्वच्छता की ओर, गुड हाइजीन प्रैक्टिस लाइक हैंड वॉशिंग आफ्टर डिफेक्शन, द वाटर प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ पॉल्यूशन एक्ट वाज enacted by इंडियन पार्लियामेंट इन द ईयर 1974। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, मैच द फॉलोइंग, ठीक है, तो इसको अटेम्प्ट करते हैं हम लोग। सेंट्रल ड्रग रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट जो कि लखनऊ में, ठीक है, नेशनल एड्स कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ठीक है, जो कि आपका है न्यू दिल्ली में, ठीक है, या ट्यूबरक्लोसिस रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट जो आपका है चेन्नई, ठीक है, और नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ एंड न्यूरो साइंस विच इज बेंगलुरु, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, तो करेक्ट आंसर हो जाएगा ए, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट देखते हैं, descriptive which is the descriptive which is the aspect of um, aspect of epidemiology deals with distribution of disease, point source epidemic, तो आपको पता है भोपाल गैस स्ट्रेटजी इस एग्जाम्पल, स्पेसिफिक प्रोटेक्शन, तो फोरोफाइलेटिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ विटामिन ए इन चाइल्ड, year 1981, which is related to global strategy for health for all formulated and adopted by WHA, hence option C is correct। next question देखते हैं, which of the following program is not a program of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, integrated child development service program, national vitamin A prophylaxis program, national nutrition mission, national program for prevention and control of fluorosis, Balwadi nutrition program, hence I, and the correct option is the 1, 3rd and 5th, ठीक है, जो प्रोग्राम नहीं है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर का, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, in which year extended program on immunization EPI is launched in India, which is 1978, step in planning cycle, assigning priorities among problem, define program objective, plan implementation of integrated program, connect data and analyze these two result, formulate health problem, hence first is formulate health problem, then assign priorities among problem, then after define program objective, then plan implementation of integrated program, then after connect data analysis and reach to the result। next question देखते हैं, referral system in NLEP, which is district hospital, district nucleus reconstructive surgery center, PHC sub center, hence first is sub center, then after PHC, after the district hospital, and then district nucleus, and then after reconstructive surgical center। step of development of children, fetus, neonate, infant, toddler, adolescent, hence first is आपका fetus, and then is neonate, then infant, then toddler, and then adolescent, hence option B is correct, ठीक है। social insurance was introduced by, which is introduced by Bismarck। what was the G stand for Govardhan Yojana, which is G is for galvanizing। the Indian government launched which scheme that aim to reduce expenditure by patient on treatment of cancer and cardiovascular disease to make healthcare affordable for needy, which is a Amrit, affordable medicine and reliable implant for treatment। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, जननी सुरक्षा योजना, इस जननी सुरक्षा योजना 100% सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम, ठीक है। द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया अप्रूव्ड द आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना इन द ईयर विच इज 2018, The Ayushman Bharat scheme introduced by the Government of India provides medical coverage of up to Rs which is a 5 lakhs per family per year. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission was launched in the year 2021. Under National Urban Health Mission, each ASA worker cover how many population, which is 200 to 500 houses. National Rural Health Mission has been launched in the country since which is 2005. What is the main aim of Janani Suraksha Yojana of National Health Mission, which is a reduce maternal and neonatal mortality? Janani Suraksha Yojana JSY is 100% centrally sponsored scheme and it has integrated cash assistance with which is an increase in institutional deliveries. Surveillance and Disease Control IDSP stand for which is the Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. All are methods of bacteriological surveillance of water except which is the methylene blue reduction test. Steps recommended by WHO for surveillance of risk factor for non-communicable disease. Step for surveillance cycle model analysis and interpretation, collection of data, integration, dissemination, surveillance product. तो सबसे पहले क्या करें? Collection of data, then after integration, and then analysis and interpretation, and then after surveillance product with dissemination. Hence, option C is correct. Surveillance is a one-time observation. It is interrupted observation, continuous security of occurrence of disease, essential for prevention and control, provides information on evolution of any disease control program. Correct answer is 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay? And C is correct. NCDC stand for which is National Center of Disease Control. Most cost-effective method for control of communicable disease is which is active immunization. If the prevalence of disease is very low as compared to incidence, it implies which a disease is very fatal and or easily curable. Secondary level of prevention including all of the following except which is a reconstructive surgery in leprosy. The most common blindness in India is which is the cataract. Observational study does not include field trial, cross-sectional study, coherent study, clinical trial, case control study. Hence, 1 and 4 is field trial and clinical trial is correct. Which does not include observational study. Okay? Which of the following is used to determine the sample size in survey research, which is a statistical power? Next question: the population covered at PSC, which is 22 3 lakh. Okay? Next question: the pandemic and epidemics. Ideal number of ANC visit required are which is 8. Which of the following statement is true? Objective water adequacy, which is the water conservation, quality all flow in the system, reduce the water losses, and all of the above. Which category project does not require environmental impact assessment in accordance with Indian EIA notification 2006, which category B2. The functional aspect of ecosystem deals with the which is the rate of flow of energy. Radiation dose of 5000 roentgen is likely to result with almost immediate incapacitation. Consider the following statement with respect to environmental protection. In 1986, this act empowered the Union government to make rules, provide standards in regard to which environment pollutants shall not be discharged or emitted in the environmental in excess. B. This act empowered the Union government to take direct action against defaulters. Hence, both statements are true. Environmental impact assessment include which is an environmental statement, environmental management plan, risk and hazard assessment, and migration. Hence, all of these. One of the following industries is not necessary to prepare environmental impact assessment report to get clearance from the Ministry of Environment and Forest, which is the industry involved investment less than the 5 crores. EIA stand for which is stand for environmental impact assessment. Which of the following is project does not require on EIA study as per the guideline issued by the Government of India, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which is Community Garden Development. Which of the following certifications provide a framework for environmental management based practice for help organizations achieve their goals, which may include reduction or carbon footprint reduction in population risk etc. which is ISO 14001. Which of the following is not a biopesticide that help in reducing oil pollution, which is hypo, hypo, hyposulfone. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. SDG stand for which is Sustainable Development Goal. Identify the air pollution management strategy which cannot be considered insustainable from the given option, which is the installing more thermal power plant using coal. ये आपका नहीं है, ठीक. A coastal city produce municipal solid waste with high moisture content, high organic material, low calorific value, and low inorganic material. The most effective and sustainable option for M as the municipal solid waste management in that city, which is the composting. All of the following are principle of international environmental law, except which is the pollution principle of discrimination. EIA was how being made mandatory under the Environmental Protection Act 1986 for category of development activity involving investment of 50 crore and above, which is the 29. DAS verifies whether the company has met the environmental objective policies and performance set by management environmental management audit. Statement 1. Phenol Ketoria is PKU is an autosomal recessive trait. Statement 2. Dairy product, meat, nuts, links are preferred treat PKU, which is the statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is false. Given the below assertion reasoning. Assertion disinfectant is a chemical agent which destroy or inhibit growth of pathogen microorganism in the non-sporing or vegetative state region. And antiseptic is a type of disinfectant which destroy or inhibited growth of microorganism on living tissue without causing injury. Effect that apply to the surface of the body or exposed tissue, and both statement true, but R is not correct explanation of rape. Match the following. ठीक है. Epidemiology of chloro studies, which is the John Snow Alma Ata Conference, which is belong to 1978. Imagination is which is correct is the polymetallitis disease erected in which is health promotion. Hence option C is sorry, which is गलत हो गया. ठीक है, तो एक आपका हो जाएगा 2. ठीक है, और बी का अल्मा का हो जाएगा आपका सॉरी बी का 1970 इमेजिनेशन का हेल्थ प्रमोशन और डिजीज इरेक्टेड इन इंडिया पॉलीमेथिलिसिस सी ऑप्शन करेक्ट. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ डिजीज. ठीक है, स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ डिजीज क्या हो जाएगा ग्राफिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ वेरिएशन इन डिजीज ऑफ मैनिफेस्ट. ठीक है, और आपका वेनिकुलेंस मीन्स क्या हो जाएगा प्रमोशन ऑफ क्लिनिक कॉजेज रिजल्टिंग इन सीवियर मैनिफेस्ट. सेकेंडरी प्रिवेंशन हो जाएगा अर्ली डायग्नोसिस एंड ट्रीटमेंट. इवोल्यूशन मीन्स हो जाएगा प्रोसेस बाय विच रिजल्ट कंपेयर्ड विद इंटेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव. हेंस ऑप्शन ए इज करेक्ट. कॉस्ट बेनिफिट्स एनालिसिस इन हेल्थ मैनेजमेंट सब्जेक्ट is example of which is a program evaluation and review technique. Assertion human being standards can be compared in different countries by HDI region. HDI consists of main year of schooling, real GDP per capita and adult literacy rate. So hence both statements correct and region is correct explanation of assertion. The inventor of microscope is Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Which of the following is the area in India is a hotspot of biodiversity? Western Ghat. As per Bureau of Indian Standard IS 2296/1982, the water classified under category D is for fishing, culture and wildlife propagation. According to the Ministry of Government, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, which of the following class of water can use for the propagation of wildlife and fishes, which is class T. According to Ministry of Government, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, which of the following class of water can be used for drinking water source after convenient treatment and disinfection, which is class C. According to Ministry of Government, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, water used for irrigation, industrial cooling and controlled waste to disposal is classified as which is a class E. Classify the following ecosystem component into biotic component and abiotic component: air, soil, plant, wind, mineral, animal, microorganism, and biotic plant, animal, microorganism, abiotic air, soil, wind, mineral. India has been divided into biographical zone equal to which is 10. Global environmental temperature is likely to increase due to use of fossil fuel. The fourth scale is used for determining the wind speed. According to Indian Environmental Impact Assessment Notification 2006, Category B project need environmental clearance from the State Environment Impact Assessment Authority. ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमारा ह्यूमन हेल्थ एंड सैनिटेशन एंड होता है. अब नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम नेक्स्ट यूनिट कवर करेंगे. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. प्लीज लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द चैनल.